Who is Saidu Abu Saidu Abakar? Saidu Abakar is logging. So under the panel, there you go. I'm seeing all of you. Now, can you see my screen now? Now, we want to start our major work now. As we know that last week, in our previous class, we start discussing a web applications and how you can develop a particular website. What are the scripting languages that you need for you to have a robust website? And we discussed HTML in detail, where we show some examples, so many examples on how you can use HTML, how you can make some pages, add pictures, add this and that, make a background color, change some kind of fonts and other things like that using HTML. Now, today, inshallah, we are going to look at CSS. In CSS, we're going to look at introduction to CSS. Introduction to what? To CSS. How, what, and what do you mean by CSS? That's what we're going to look at today in our lectures, inshallah. Now, we say CSS stand for, this CSS, the word CSS, or the acronym CSS stand for Cascading Style Sheet. Cascading Style Sheet. When we say cascading, what really do we mean by the word cascading style sheet? The word cascading style sheet, rather we are explaining how the particular scripting language, the CSS scripting language is going to cascade, or is going to be used, or is going to be inserted, or is going to be manipulated in HTML code. How is going to be manipulated in HTML code in order to beautify a particular web page. So the CSS stands for cascading style. Style define how to display a HTML element. The style here in CSS is defining how to display an HTML element. When we say HTML element, we mean HTML tag. Are you with me? Once we say HTML element, we are explaining what's called HTML tag. Is that okay? Now, the style are normally stored in style sheet. Then style were added to HTML 4.0 to solve a particular problem. From 4.0 up to 5 above, they used CSS to solve a particular problem. But previous HTML are not using CSS, are not accepted to use CSS. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, external CSS can save you a lot of work. And external CSS are stored in CSS files, and multiple style definitions will cascade into one. So, if you have an external CSS, you know, and when we go further, you'll notice that for you to represent CSS, you have 3 ways of how to insert CSS in your work. Whether you use an external method, or use an internal method, or use an inline method. We're going to look at it in details and how it works in details. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, so CSS demo. With CSS, your HTML document can be displayed using different output style. With CSS, if you use CSS, you can make HTML document to be displayed using any style as you want. Maybe the color, the background, maybe some images, any beautification that you need in your website. If you need any beautification in your website, well, you can do that using CSS. CSS, as I told you, is used in order to beautify a particular a web page or a HTML document entirely. Now, when we said style solve a common problem, When we say
Yes,
style
sir.
solve a common problem, HTML tags were originally designed to define the content of a document. The HTML tag, like head tag, body tag, paragraph tag, table tag, font tag, frame tag, they are all used in order to design a content, like a web page, website entirely. Are you to me? Then they were supposed to say, this is a head. When in English, when you say this is a head in English, it's like in HTML, you're saying header one, header one. Like this is a header, for instance, this is a header. In English, when you say this is a header, in HTML, just like you're saying header one, header. In English, when you say this is a paragraph, in English, normal English word, it's just you're saying, in HTML, you're saying, you are represented with this, with the paragraph like this. Are you with me? Now, in CSS, in HTML, when you say this is a table, in English, this is a table, or in Hausa, just say wannan shine table. In Hausa, normal Hausa, wannan shine table, for instance. So it's just like in HTML, you put a tag like this, open, less than, as a normal in mathematics, this is less than, then table, then greater than. So like this now, this is a table in HTML, well, in English, this is a table, for instance. Are you with me now? Now, by using tag like this and so on, then the layout of the document was supposed to be taken care by the browser. And if you say this is a header, this is a paragraph, this is a table, this is a font, this is a body, this is a this and that particular display, however it can be displayed, you can run it on your browser. It's only browser that can show the output, that can show the layout of that particular document. Is that okay? You understand?
Of course.
Now, as the two major browser, before we know, we have a Netscape browser and we have an Internet Explorer. Then we have an Internet Explorer. Then this continue to add new HTML. This Netscape and this thing continue to add new HTML tags and attributes like font tag, color attribute. In fonts, you know, when you have a font tag, you can add maybe an attribute called color or anything you like. Are you with me? So all these things, it become the HTML tag and attribute like font and tag, color attribute to add original HTML specification. It become more and more difficult to create a website where the content of HTML document was clearly separated from the content presentation layout. So the content of HTML documents were separated from the content of your presentation layout. So to solve this particular problem, World Wide Web Consortium, that's W3C Consortium, a non-profit standard setting consortium. This company, they are the one responsible to standardize or to create a style, to create a CSS. When we say style, we mean CSS. The moment when you're developing a website, you had a word style, you mean you're dealing with what? CSS. If you had a word style, you're dealing with what? CSS. If you had a word element, HTML element, you're dealing with what? Tag, HTML tags. If you had HTML tag, you mean HTML element, for instance. So you should be maintaining those terminologies. When we move ahead, we'll be seeing those terminologies in our all work like that. Is that okay? Now style sheet can save a lot of this. We discuss how style sheet can solve a lot of problems. Now style sheet define how HTML elements are to be displayed, just like the font tag, how you can display a font tag with color attributes. And CSS is breaking through in web design because it allows developers to control the style and layout of multiple web pages. How you lay out, how your web page is going to be, how your website is going to be entirely, how you can, your font type, your page, your body, your this is going to be displayed. So you use CSS to beautify that particular information. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
As a web developer, you can define style for each HTML element and apply it to as many web pages as you want. To make a global changes, simply change the style and all elements in the web are updated automatically. So here, if you have a web pages, understand what web page? Web page is single page in a website, right? While web pages that's multiple, that's many pages that come together to bring a website to make a website, right? Help me. So if you have a multiple web pages, it's advisable to use an external CSS in order to embed all these CSS in one place. Therefore, if there's any error or if there's any problem, the moment you change one file, automatically the other files in the web pages on your web page are automatically going to be updated, and the changes is automatically going to be done there. Is that okay? So let me just go down. Let me just go down so that you can see the syntax of CSS. This is the CSS syntax. This syntax of CSS. CSS syntax. The CSS is made up of three parts: a selector, a property, and a value. Look at it. Selector. The selector here is going to be your HTML element or HTML tag, like a body tag, a paragraph, a header, a font, let me see, anything regarding your tag, any tag. Are you with me? Yes. Any tag. Now, the property now, here as a property, what you need in property is maybe your color, the color, the text alignment, text font, text size. Are you with me? White. Yes, these are the property. Now value. Let's say you say color. The color of background color, let's say body, BG color equals to so in HTML. Now in CSS now you say body color equals to red. Color semicolon like this, red. Color blue. Color black. So this is the syntax of CSS. We're going to look at the example as we are moving down. Now, the selector here, this particular selector, this particular selector now is normally the HTML element or tag you wish to define. The HTML element can be, as I told you, can be your body, your head, your header, your font, your paragraph, so many of them. So this selector is normally your HTML element or a tag. You know, I told you element is a tag or tag is an element. Then the property is the attribute you wish to change. The property is the attribute you wish to change. And each property can take a value. Are you with me? Each attribute can take what? A value. The property and value are separated by column. Look at the column here. Can you see the column here? Can you see the column? So the property are separated by column and surrounded by curly braces. Look at the curly braces. This one, closing curly braces. This one, opening curly braces. Are you with me? So that is the syntax of CSS. Now look at the example. When we said body, open curly braces, color equals to what? Black.
Color black.
Are you with me? So look at it here now for you to understand it very well. Look at it. Selector body is the body. Can you see? Open curly braces here, opening here. Then look at the opening here. Can you see? Then property is the color. Look at the color here. Then column here, Then value here,
Then
our value is the black.
black
Can you see?
It's black,
or
yes.
red or maybe
Then
color.
or red or anything you like. Can you see? Now closing curly braces, closing curly braces. Is that okay? Now
Yes.
let me show you some example so that you understand it better. Let me show you examples so that you understand it better. This is my Dreamweaver now. In my Dreamweaver, let me go to HTML file. I'll just open a HTML file. This is an HTML file now in my Dreamweaver. So you know, in normal, are you seeing my Dreamweaver? Eh? Now, in normal this thing, you know, this is the syntax. I may type anything I like here. I may say this is KB State Polytechnic Akingari, right? KB State Polytechnic Akingari, right? Are you with me? I will make this KB State Polytechnic Akingari as a paragraph. Or let me just make it as a header. Let me make it as my header 1. My H1. Let me close my H1 here.
Closing header.
Let me close my H1 here. Are you with me? I close my header 1 here now. So let me see here. I have paragraph. I have a paragraph. I have a paragraph here. This is CSS demonstration class. Go. Oh, let me see lectures. This is CSS demonstration class. Or what? Or lectures. Are you with me? So now, what I want to do now next is to click on what? Click on file. Are you with me? Click on file. Then click on what? Click on save. Click on save. Now, can we make this thing? Click on save. Let me just use it as my normal HTML. Let me create any folder here in my desktop. Let me go to my desktop. My desktop. Let me see. I have a folder called. Let's just create any folder. Let me create any folder in my desktop. What is the name of the folder coming from? Let me create a folder called Dangana. What is the name of the folder? Let's give it Dangana. Let's give the folder name Dangana. Dangana as a folder, right? Are you with me now? Now let's just save my folder now. Wait a little bit, saving the folder now. So after you give it a name, after you give your folder a name, what do you need next? The system is somehow responding very slow. Let me come.
Gracias, Ledia. Welcome.
Please. I don't like noise, please. That's what tell her. I don't need noise, please. Are you with me? Ladan, I don't like noise, please. So let's continue, please. With the, I'm rebooting the Dreamweaver from the scratch so that it will not show me because of the tasks running. Let me switch to Notepad. Let me switch to Notepad++. If the Dreamweaver is too slow for us to, if the application is somehow slow, let me switch to Notepad++. Who is this? Please off your. Please, it's only when you want to ask question, then you unmute yourself, please. Now, I want to switch to, can you see my screen now on Dreamweaver? Can you see my Dreamweaver screen? Can you see my Dreamweaver screen now? Eh?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Blank.
it's what? It's blank, right?
Blank.
Now, you know, in normal Dreamweaver, if you want to type the HTML this thing, you know, said HTML like this. You close your HTML like this. Are you with me?
Yes.
Then you now click an opening tag for head. You say heads. You close what? You close head. Then you now say title.
Following title.
Then you close your what? Your title. Right? You close your title. You can give any title as you want. This is, let me say, web tech class, for instance. You can just give it a name, web tech class. So in here, after this, you now create what is called a body. A body. You now close the what?
The body.
Close the body. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So since you have this now, what do you need next is for you to what? To click on file. Click on save as.
Save as.
You can locate a desktop.
Desktop.
You see the Dangana there?
Dangana.
Have you seen Dangana there?
Yes.
So
Yes,
you click on
sir.
the Dangana. So you can put any name in your this thing in your application. Maybe your application can be
HTML dot.
Let me say Belia, for instance. Belia dot what? Dot HTML like this. Belia dot HTML like this. Are you with me? Then a save.
Yes, sir.
So once you save, we have this, right? Now, in here within the body, we know before we create a header, we tell that header, we create a header.
Header
say
one.
H1, closing H1. Then we now in here, we said Kebbi State
Metro.
Polytechnic, right?
Polytechnic.
Kebbi State Polytechnic, right? Then we now create a paragraph.
Yes, sir.
Polytechnic.
Eh? In this paragraph, that's P, closing paragraph P, and I will now give it a name. Let's say case product. Case product
Product.
and the, let me say,
ND2.
ND2
Student.
class, right?
Class.
Let me just leave it like this.
Class.
Are you with me? Let me just leave it like this. So in here, we now say what control. Click on file, click on save. Are you with me? We save the program. Is that okay? Now,
Okay, sir.
when we come to this place, let me use this when we come to our browser. Have you seen my screen now? Have you seen my browser?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have you seen my browser?
Yes, we saw it.
So when I come to my browser here, I can run that particular program that I typed there. Or I can come here from my my Dangana, click on what? Click on run. Click on what? Run. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So you can run it using your what? Using your, you can select the browser that you want. Is that okay? Let me see. So let me come to desktop. Come to my Dangana. Can you see Belia here? Class, can you see Belia here?
This way, it's on.
Can you see Belia here? Can you see Belia here in the folder?
Yes, sir.
So once you run, look at, can you see the output of your work here now? KB State Project in Dakingari and case product and the two class.
It's not
now,
sure yet.
Check very well. Check your this thing very well.
It's not sure yet.
The program has gone.
Yeah, I saw it.
Have you seen now? Now I want us to
Yes,
use, we are going to use CSS now to beautify that particular informations that we just wrote now.
That particular program.
Now we click on file, then we click on new. Are you with me? Then in here, you know which tag do we have here? We have a body tag, right? This is the body tag. Are you with me? So in this body tag, what do we need now? We just click here. We now set body with this. Then we now say color. And let's say red. Are you with me? Class, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, I will see.
Are you with me? So we know that if you are going to use, if you're going to use HTML, we set BG color here. For instance, BG color, if you use HTML to beautify the background. Now, today we are going to use CSS, not the HTML. We are going to use CSS to beautify the background now. Are you with me? Eh? Now, we said this body color, that's red. Is that okay? So now, if this color is red, the next thing is to click on save. Click on save as. Here in Dangana, you just say my style, .css, like this. My style.css, then you click on save. You automatically save it. You know the other HTML you save it .html, right? But this one you need to save it what? .css. .css. Are you with me? Are you with me now? Are you with me? So now,
Yes, sir, we are with you.
Now let's come back to our normal this thing so that you can see the So can you see my window now? Huh? Can you see my
Yes, sir, we see it.
Can you see
We
my
see
window
it.
now? Now
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to run the program now. Rather, I want us to see the examples there that I did. This is just what I write there. Now let's continue. The questions we continue saying, if the value is multiple what? Put quotes around the values. For instance, the paragraph, font family, some series here. If you know in our normal Microsoft Word, we have a Times New Roman, we have Arial, we have Elephant, we have Calibri. Are you with me?
Yes.
So in the font family, if the value is two word, like Times New Roman, you know Times New Roman is 3 times New Roman. There are 3. So if the value is 3, you put this quote in between the information. But if you wish to specify more than one property, you must separate each property with a semicolon. So look at it here. If you have more than one property, text align, center, semicolon, color, red. Have you seen what I'm trying to explain here now?
So I'm not understanding.
You say what?
I'm not understanding.
You don't understand that?
What is going on? I said I'm not understanding.
You don't understand?
What you are trying to explain.
If you wish to specify more than one property, you know, I told you this is a property like text alive is a property, color is a property, right? So if you have more than one property, like 2 property, here is 1 property, only color. Are you with me? Here, font family is a property from the syntax. Look at the syntax property here. Ngani? So what do you mean here? This particular color is a property, font family is a property, but here this is 1 property with value black. This is 1 property, font family with value some series, right? Now, this is text align is 1 property, color is another property. Are you with me? Are you with me now? So if you have more than 1 property, like 2 property, like this text align, you want the text to be in the center, to be aligned in the center, and you want the text also to be color, to be the color of the text to be red. Is that okay? Then you use semicolon. This semicolon. Look at the semicolon here. Can you see the semicolon?
Yes. So
you use the semicolon to separate between the 2 properties. Like for instance, here. Let me show you here now. Let me show you here now. Like this is the body, right? Are you with me?
Yes.
You have body here. You have body here. Color equals to what? Red. Color equals to what? Red. Then maybe here, you know, we have paragraph. We have paragraph P. text. Look at text align. To the center. You need text align to the center. And in this paragraph, maybe we need the color of this information. The color of this paragraph, the color of this case product and the two class. We need the color to become red, for instance. Are you with me? Are you with me now?
Okay.
Yes,
We
sir.
need the color of this to become red, for instance. We'll now come back to CSS here and put semicolon here and say color then red. Are you with me? So maybe if we have another thing, then we may say font family. Font family to become Times New Roman, for instance. Look at the. Oh, let me use some serifs. Use some serif. So sans serif. So you need to put them in quotes, like the way this is said quotes, because it's a two word. It's a two word. But if it is only Calibri we need, you don't need to put them in two word. You can just use one word, Calibri. Calibri like this. Is that okay? So meaning this text align is a property of value center. Color is a property of value red. Font family is a property of value what? Calibri, for instance. Is that okay?
But sir, I have a question.
Yes, what is your question?
My question was that why we are not using tags in this program?
We are not using what?
Thank you. Do you need money? I need money to pay the rent.
Well, we are not using what?
Using tags.
It's silly here. I want $292 in just 1 minute of play. Is this real?
And
Of course, it's real. Crazy
please,
drop.
please unmute yourself. Who is watching something there?
Games. Even
Hello? I say unmute yourself.
Okay, sir.
And Bilamu. Can you hear me?
Now we are here, user.
You know, you say why we are not using tag, right?
Yes, sir.
This is CSS. The other one is a what? It's a HTML.
HTML, yes.
So we are moving advanced now from CSS to HTML.
Sir.
Now, regarding your question,
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
you said why we are not using tag, right?
Tags. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Now, you know that I told you previous lectures that we did, we use HTML tag to do this thing. Is that okay? Sir. But now we are discussing CSS, right? And the CSS says that, look at the CSS, look at the syntax. The CSS says that for you to use a CSS, you need to follow this syntax. You know, a program, for you to use any programming, you need to use the syntax of that particular programming. Are you with me? Yeah? Can you hear me, Bila? Hello? So, the syntax of that CSS now, the syntax of that CSS now is selector, property, open curly braces, property, column, value, then closing curly braces. That's the syntax of CSS. Is that okay? And look at it now.
Yes,
What the
sir.
CSS says again? What the CSS says again? What the CSS says again? Look at it. So you have this body. You know, body is a HTML tag, right? It's HTML. It's a tag in a HTML,
HTML.
but with open and closing tag, right? But when you are
Yes, sir.
dealing, when you're going to use it in CSS, you just put the name of that body all alone. Only the name
Of
of the
that
body.
particular tag.
Yes, of that particular tag. Just put the name. Are you with me? So when you put the name,
Yes, sir.
it is CSS now that will go to that HTML page or HTML document and look at where is this tag. Then I will now apply color to that tag, and the value of that color black, I will now apply to that tag.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Kagani yanzu?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Kagani
sir.
yanzu da kyau? Now we are going to continue now, so that when we go further, you understand. Let me just go down so that you understand it more better. So I said, if you wish to specify more than one property, you must separate each property with a semicolon. I explain it. Look at it here. Text align center. Then you have a semicolon here. You separate them. Then column red. Are you with me now?
Yes, sir.
Now, to make the style definition more readable, then you can describe one property on each line like this. To make it more readable, you can do it like this. You can say P, that's paragraph, your paragraph as a tag, as a HTML tag, as a paragraph. You don't need to put the tag. You don't need to put the tag like open and closing
Okay, sir.
tag. You don't need to put the tag like this. You know, this is the tag. This is the paragraph tag, right? This is the tag,
Yes,
right?
sir.
You don't need to put this tag like normal HTML. You don't need to put it in CSS. In CSS, just put this P. Once you put this P, automatically CSS will come to HTML and look at this P and change this text that is here and put anything you put here. Anything you put here, the CSS will replace it in this particular HTML tag.
But sir, even here, I have a question.
Yes, what is your question?
Sir, now in our HTML,
Yes.
we use P tag.
Yes.
So, well, if I use one more than P tag, how can I identify it to my style sheet, my CSS?
If you use more than one more than what?
Now we use P as our paragraph tag, right?
As a tag, right?
So,
if you use more than that, let's say
more than
example,
that.
your example is coming now. Let's say now this is header one, right?
Yes.
Now let me come here now down and set header two, closing header two, for instance, right? Are you with me now? And I said this is below questions. And I say this is below questions.
Yes, sir.
Are you with me? Then I may come here
Yes,
again
sir.
and set header 3. Are you with me? Header 3.
Yes, sir.
And I said this is lecturer response to the Belia questions. Go.
Yes.
To the Belia questions. How many header do you have now? Header 1, header 2,
I have 3
and
here.
header 3. Is that okay?
Yes.
Now let's come back to our normal lecture so that you understand.
Okay, sir.
Now, look at, it's our next issue now. Look at grouping. All the lectures have provided your questions. Hey, grouping, you can group selectors. Separate each selector with what? With comma. Are you with me? In example
Yes, sir.
below, we have group all the header elements. All the header elements will be displayed in green text column. Look at header 1, comma, header 2, comma, header 3, comma, header 4, comma, header 5, comma, header 6. Now, how many header do we have in our program?
6 headers. Okay, in that program that we did.
How many
we have
header?
3 programs.
3 header, right? Header 1,
Yes.
header 2, header 3, right? Are you with me? So since we have only 3 header, then what do you need to do now? We need to come here. We just say header 1, comma, header 2, comma, header 3, comma, header 3. We don't need to put comma like this. Let me write it in the program so that you understand it more better. Let me come to my CSS here and now hit enter here and say header 1, comma, header 2, comma, header 3, like this. And now hit enter. Oops. This, hit enter, afternoon, hit enter. Are you with me? I want to say color, for instance, let me use, let me say red, or let me use orange. Orange, go. Color orange, right? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Are you with me? So now, what I need here now, my header 1, my header 2, my header 3, all of them will contain color orange. Are you with me now?
Yes, sir.
But if I need my header 2 to have different color, I have to remove header 2 from here. I have to remove header 2 from here, remove it from here. And now open another tab for header 2. And now open another tab for header 2. And now give it, let's say color blue. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Are you with me now?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what I did now?
Yes, sir.
So meaning that only header 1 and header 3 has color orange, while header 2 has color blue. Ungani dikyo? Eh?
Yes, sir.
Ungani dikyo?
Yes, sir.
So, alhamdulillah. So the next thing now, let's continue. So you understand this grouping, right?
Yes,
now,
sir.
the next thing now, if you have question, you ask. The next thing we're going to discuss what is called a class selector. We have what is called ID selector and a class selector. How you can define or declare a class to become a selector, or how you can declare a class to an ID or something like that. So we're going to see it right now. Now. We're going to see it right now. So let's look at it now. With the class selector, you can define different style for the same type of HTML element. With the class selector, you can define different style for the same type of HTML element. Is that okay? Now, say that you would like to have two types of paragraphs. In your document, or on right aligned paragraph and one centered aligned paragraph. Here is how you can do it with style. Now, this thing, just explaining another example that you asked me, Biliamin. You know, you say when you have two paragraphs or two or more paragraphs, for instance, right? So you can use this selector, this class selector differentiate between the two paragraphs. The paragraph 1, you can put P dot right. Paragraph 2, you can put P dot center, for instance. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
P dot right, text align equals to right. P dot right, text align equals to what? Center.
Center.
Example. Let me come. Example. Here now. How many paragraphs do we have? We have one paragraph, right?
Yes, we have one.
Paragraph here, right? So in this paragraph now, you said another paragraph. Are you with me? P.
Yes, sir.
P. You said our class rep is receiving Zoom lectures from Zaga. Help me, Saidu, please keep quiet, Saidu.
Okay, sir.
Now, please, have you seen how many paragraphs do you have now? 2 paragraphs, right?
We have 2 paragraphs.
1, 2. But don't forget, in our CSS, if we leave our paragraph alone like this, there's going to be a problem because all our paragraph will be having the same information because no specification. Are you with me?
Yes,
So
sir.
what this thing is saying? Yes, what is your question? What is your question? What this is? What the class? What the class ID is saying? Class selector is saying. If you have like 2 or more paragraph, and each paragraph you need to spread it with a particular letter, like this. Have you seen the letter? Have you seen the letter?
Yes, sir.
Then P dot right, P dot center. Then when you see P dot right this, P dot center this, then you have to use the class attribute in your HTML document now. Under your HTML in your tag. This is the CSS, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, how will your HTML now going to understand the tag? You need to come back to your HTML. P, you tag P, class equals to right. Meaning you are talking about this particular paragraph. Ngane? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Are you with me now? And look at the closing paragraph. P, this paragraph, and look at its closing here. Look at its closing here. Can you see the closing? Meaning,
Yes, we saw it.
This particular paragraph class equals to right. Then this paragraph will be righted aligned. Then this paragraph to center, text align center. Are you with me? Then look at the second now. Look at the second paragraph here down. Can you see it? Can you see it? P class equals to center. Then automatically going to look at this center and assign what to say text align center. This thing will be the center. Are you with me? So I will run the program. I will run the program, or I will run the code. I want us to go to the what is it called? How you can represent your this thing, representation. How you can insert CSS in your HTML. That's where I'm going to run the applications now. Are you with me? Assalamualaikum. Yes, any question? I say you unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, please. Bilal, are you with me?
Sir, I'm with you. Yes,
You understand what
Together.
class rep?
Yes, sir.
Ghana.
Yes, sir.
Saidu.
Yes, sir. Together with him.
Kowa Ghani.
Together.
Yes, sir.
Uchikaba.
I forgot to be messy.
Messi, Messi, Messi,
Malam bisa lagi.
Messi ka san nan ba
Sa-
kwallo ne nan kodin ne ha.
Wallahi gaskiya na sa.
To ka gane.
Allah sa ko din
Understood,
ga Allah
sir.
abu
Very clear.
ko wuya.
Sa we understand.
So very matsala. Thank you. That's for me just to for you to understand. Now when you sit down, immediately after this class, I'm going to upload this video to that website. So you can go to the
Okay.
website and download the video.
Okay.
Immediately after this now,
Get more
download.
understanding.
You can just read. You can just on your own. You can sit down and read about it more.
Watch it very clear.
Very clear.
Practice by myself.
And you
Yes,
can
sir.
practice
Okay,
it by yourself.
Yes.
Ungane ko? And it is this material. This material, I'm going to share this material to the class rep. Class rep,
Okay.
I will share
Yes,
these
sir.
materials to you so that you can
Okay, sir.
also use it when you want to practice for yourself.
Okay, sir.
But I will extract some, maybe I'll just do that. Don't worry. Mhm. So let's continue, please. Let's continue. Are you with me? Now, note.
Yes, sir.
This note is what you're going to take care of. To apply more than one class per given element, the syntax is P class equals to centered bold. Look at it, centered bold. And this paragraph should be centered. The paragraph will be styled centered and is serving the class bold. The class centered and the class bold are going to be together. So if you have maybe you have two class. You see, this is the class P dots, right? P dots center. Are you with me? So if you want to apply these two particular class, right and center, to a particular HTML element, you can just put it that class equals to center, then and also equals to what? Bold. Center, bold, or centered, right centered, for instance. So that's what this thing is saying. Let's quickly go to the way how we can insert the HTML so that you can see it's practically how it can work. Are you with me? So now let's this is just the explanation of the HTML. Look at what it's saying. It's saying you can also omit the tag name in the selector to define a style that will be used by all HTML elements that have a certain class. In an example below, all HTML elements with class center will be centered aligned. So you can also remove, the other one we put P the center or P dot right, right? Are you with me? The previous example, we put P the center and P dot right. Are you with me? So you can also remove that particular class name, other P, other body, other header, other anything you like, you can remove it and put this dot center, dot this, dot Kabiru, dot anything you like. Anything you like. So once you put that, so you're going to, in your HTML, you have to say H1 or P1 or body or anything, class, put the class equals to center. And this heading will be centered aligned, or put the class equals to this, and anyone you put, it automatically going to work for you. Is that okay? Class.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you. So let's go to the other parts. Let's go to the other parts. Before doing this ID selector, let me just quickly run the
Like that.
run the insertion, how you can insert, so that we insert that, then we come back to ID selector and practicalize it. For the insertion, you say how to insert a style sheet, how to insert a style sheet in your HTML. There's three ways for you to insert a style sheet. The first way, we call it external style sheet. Are you with me? External style sheet. The second one, we call it internal style sheet.
Internal.
And the other one, we call it inline style sheets. Are you with me now?
Yes, sir.
Class, are you with me?
Yes, sir. Well, too.
That's good. Now, let's come back to internal to external. let's come back to external. It said when a browser reads a style sheet, it will format the document according to it. Then there are 3 ways of inserting a style sheet. Look at 3 ways: external, internal, and what? What is the last one? Who can tell me?
Inline.
Inline. Yes, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's inline. So an external style sheet is ideal when a style is applied to many pages. With an external style sheet, you can change the look of an entire website by changing one file. So if you have an external style sheet, you type your style sheet in different file like this. This is a one file, HTML file, right? Are you with me? This is HTML file. Then this is another file, a CSS file. So this is what is called an external style sheet. You type your CSS in different file, while your HTML in different file. That's what's called the external style. While the internal style, you're going to type your code within the HTML, inside the HTML.
That's problem.
You say what? What is it?
Yes, sir.
Are you somebody is saying something?
Nothing, sir.
Now, well, the inline one, you come at a tag, at a particular tag. Let's say this is the body tag. You type your CSS within the tag, inside the tag. That is the inline, inside the tag. That is the inline. While internal, inside the HTML. External, a different file outside the HTML like this.
HTML.
Now let's take it one by one for us to understand what we're going to do now. Let's take it one by one. So by taking it one by one, what do you need to do now? Is to click on this. We now said for you to link the HTML, look at the code for linking. Within the body, this is the head tag, right? And this is the closing head tag, right? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So now you now say
Yes.
link rel equals to style sheet, style equals to text CSS, then href equals to my style.css. Then you now close. Now let's do it practically now. Let's do it practically. But before doing it practically, let's confirm our code. We say body, this body now, this particular body, the body of our work should contain what? Should contain color red. Are you with me? Should contain color red. And our paragraph, this is our paragraph. This is our paragraph. The text align should be center, and the color should be, let me change the color to be blue. Let me change the color to be blue. Are you with me? Then header 1 and header 2. Are you with me? Let me change the color to be let me say orange, but this one is also blue. Let me just make this one blue. Now, when we have this, we now come to this. Inside this, we now set link rel equals to, are you with me? Link rel equals to, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
What the code says from our major listing, you have to follow the syntax so that you should not get any problem in your work. You are dealing with the style sheet, right? And the type of your file is text/css, right? And the name of your file that you save in the folder is my style.css, right? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So we said here rel equals to what?
Style sheet.
Style
sheet.
sheets. Is that okay? Then
Yes.
type
Type.
equals to CSS slash what? Text slash CSS. Text slash what? CSS. Are you with me? Then href.
So
Yes.
you put, what about double quotation that you put? You do know.
Sorry, here only one. Href. What is your href? Your href equals to what is the name of your file? This name here. My style dot what? Dot CSS. Is that okay? So can you see now? Meaning this particular tag, link tag, is the tag that will link our CSS into our HTML. Are you with me? Eh? So after this, you just say Control S. Once you say Control S, you now come back to the browser, refresh. Can you see?
Hey, we saw.
Yes, sir.
Have you see, please?
Yes, we saw.
Let me kaga bambanci.
Sir, lagani.
Ka gane bambanci yanzu da CSS da HTML da HTML da
Lagani
yake.
wala.
Ka gane da kyau.
Lagani wala.
So amma have you noticed one problem? Eh? Your question, have you noticed one problem? Case product and the one class. Our class rep is receiving Zoom lectures from Zaga. All is red. Go.
Yes.
Have you noticed that all they are red, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you noticed that? Now,
No, sir.
let's come back. Click here. Once we click here, then we click here. Then let's click on our file. Then this paragraph, we have two paragraphs here. Two paragraph, paragraph 1 and paragraph 2, right? Then
Yes, sir.
this paragraph, we now say this P dot P, let's say P dot center, for instance. Then P dot right, for instance. Let me say right. P dot right. Help to me. Then text align. Text align for this. You know, text align for this is center, right? And text align for this. Are you going to take it center? Yeah. We don't need text align to be in the center. Eh?
Yes, sir.
Which side do you need our text align to be? Choose any side. Let me say right. Let me say right. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Then color. Do you know why I put semicolon here?
Because we are going to use more than
Do you know what the reason why I
one.
put semicolon? Because in our explanation,
It's going to use more than one property.
Bilia, you understand. You really understand, Bilia. Because from here, it says that if you're going to use more than one property, have you seen it? If you're going to use more than one property, you use semicolon. Look at, if you wish to specify more than one property, you must separate each property with what? With semicolon. So that's why I use the semicolon there. So now, let me come. I'll just click here. Once I click on that, then I will now say color. The first one is blue, right? This paragraph is blue, right?
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
Yes, it's blue.
Now let me change it to let me change it to red. This one.
Sir,
Yes.
if you know it, you are putting a blue again.
You said?
Now you are red. If you are need, you are write a blue next.
Say, do I not get you? Say, what are you saying?
Already are English. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, allow him to speak Hausa.
How do you say that?
So yeah, how say you make it so you say?
To Aisha.
Sir,
Yes, I think.
I say you are right a color here. You are put a red. But if you need, you put a color red now. I say if you need, you put again blue again.
No, listen. I understand. If I understand you, say if he's trying to ask, can you put the color that you want? Can you put your own color that you want? So any color that you want, say you can use it. Are you with me? Any color that you want, you can use it. So here, since I put p.center, p.right, I will now come to this, the first paragraph. I'll say p class here, class equal to, then center here. Are you with me? Then this one, class equal to right. Do you understand what that is?
Yes, sir.
Class, do you understand what I did? I mean, this particular paragraph should exhibit the property of this particular paragraph in my CSS. While this particular paragraph, the second one, should exhibit this one in my CSS. Ungani? Do you understand? And now, I may do controls. I'll save it. After I save it, I'll just go ahead and click here. Click my this and run my this thing. Look at it. Look at what it's saying. Has it changed?
Yes, sir.
Have you changed?
The
This-
same line.
Look at this is Blair question. This is lecture. This is lecturer response to the Blair questions, right? So what is that? Let us check. KB State Polytechnic Dakingari is under who? This Blair question is under who? This lecturer response is under who? Are you with me? So let us check.
Yes, sir.
Let us check, right? Let us check. The first one, KB State Polytechnic Dakingari. This is Blair questions. This is lecture response and other things like that. These are the headers, right? And
Yes,
what do you declare our headers
Yes,
to
three
have?
headers.
Our headers to have color orange, header 1 and header 3. To have color orange, right? Header 1 and header 3.
Why
Now
header 2?
let us check. Does it have that orange? Header 1 and header 3, they have the colors, right? Then header 2.
Yes, sir, it has.
The header 2.
Color, yes.
Header 2, which color do we say they should have? Header 2, they should have blue, right? They should have blue, right? And does our header has blue?
Yes.
Are you with me? They have blue, right?
Yes, sir.
Now we are okay. Our
Yes, sir.
header is our header is fine now. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Our header is fine now, right?
Okay.
Now let's come back to this test product and the one class, and our class rep is receiving lectures from Zoom. Let's do it here now and confirm here in our this. Our paragraph 1 is test product and the 2 class. Our paragraph 2 is our class rep is receiving lectures from is receiving Zoom lectures from Zaga. This is our this, right? So it is this our class. We have this now. Let us confirm our CSS. Confirm from our CSS now. We said now this thing. Help me. P.center. Is that okay? Look at the text align equals to centered. And color equals to what? Blue. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Then text P.right. Text align equals to what? Text align right. And color equals to what? Right. Is that okay? Yeah. And when we come
Yes,
back
sir.
to our syntax, what our syntax is, look at our syntax P.right and P.center. Is that okay? With me? Now, for you to test, you can as well maybe do away with some information like this to test your first attribute, whether your first property is working fine or not. So you save, you click on file, you save your work. So once you do that, you now come back to P.center. Look at center. How you do write the center? Center like this. You click here. P class equals to what? Center. Then P class equals to what? Right. Are you with me? Class, are you with me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are all together.
So I get this thing from the syntax here. Look at, I got it from the syntax here. This is the syntax I used. I use the syntax here. And so you should take note how you can represent your syntax and how you can represent your virtually all your work and the rest like that. So it's okay. Now the next thing now is to save the program, save this thing. Is it safe? Save this one. Save this one also. So once you save it, you now come back to your codes. Come back to this. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Have you noticed the changes?
Yes.
This one is in the
Yes, we have
center.
nothing these changes.
Have you noticed this one is in the center? This one is in the what?
Right hand side.
It's in the right hand side because of this right function that we set. Kungani? Kungani ni kiwa nzu? Class, do you understand now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now what I want you to do is to go and do it now. I will post this video online. You confirm why this body. You know, we say body equals to what?
Red.
Color what? Red.
It's equal to red.
Eh? So why
Yes,
is
sir.
it not displaying red? We have the body in our work here. Eh? So you go and do
Yes,
that by
yes.
yourself. Try that.
So I'm not understanding the question.
Eh?
I'm not understanding the question. You said
Body here. Body red. Body color red. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Body color red. Can you see it there?
Yes.
Body
Yes, we
color
saw it.
red. And so you troubleshoot that. When you run, when you refresh, why the body is not changing to red, you confirm about it. Could you go?
Okay.
Amma mala sai wanda yake da laptop za su yi abin nan.
Ko kai kana aiki akwai online mana. I want us to move
Okay,
faster.
online.
That's why I don't want to wait for on this particular one. Now, do you have any question on this CSS now that we did?
When you pass it.
Now, this listen. This is what is called the external CSS, external one. This is the external one. Are you to me? Now, for the internal one now, let's remove, let me come here within the body. I will now say style, closing style. Can you see? Between the open tag of the body and closing tag of the body. Are you with me?
Within the open tag of the body and closing.
You now say body, for instance. Body. Color. Maybe black.
Yeah.
Color maybe black. Ungani nice HTML. Yeah. You can say another tag, for instance, maybe a P tag. A P tag, maybe you can give it text, blah blah, text align or text font family, for instance, font family equals to anything. Eh?
Yes, sir.
So now that is what is called inline internal CSS. Are you with me? Internal CSS. Then if you try external one, it does not work. You try internal one, it does not work. The best thing, you just come and do the inline one. Inline one, automatically it will work. So font family, maybe you can put any font family you want. Calibri. So here now, when you have something like this, this is from here up to here. This is what's called the internal CSS. You can type anything you like, anything regarding CSS as you want within the page. But one disadvantage of this internal CSS, if you have something to change regarding in your CSS, you have to go to a different file of your web page, of your website, in different file in your website, and change that particular file and change that particular code. But if you have an external CSS, the moment you make changes in one file, automatically this file will apply to other. Even if there are 1,000 files, automatically there's going to be applied in the other work there. Kungani?
Yes, sir.
Now. So when you do that, you save your work. After you save your work, you can just click here.
Go and test.
Tests regarding your this thing. So it's showing something. Look at how it's changed. The color of this thing is changing to black. Look at the black for this thing. It's changed for the this. But since this thing does not apply, what you need to do now is to come back to your maybe this is the body, for instance. It says style equals to double quotes color red, color red. If you have any other thing, you put. If you have any other thing, you put semicolon. If you have any other thing, you put semicolon. If you have any other, are you with me now? So any other information you have, you put them there. So once you put them there, so this is what's called an inline embedding within a tag.
CSS.
Within a CSS, inline CSS, inline CSS. This is internal CSS. This is internal CSS. Or the other one is the what? External CSS. Is that okay? Is that okay now?
Yes, sir.
Plus, any question now? Any question? Class? Yes. Class, any question?
No, sir.
So now let's continue. So here now you have this information as SSS. Now the internal embedding, look at style type equals to what? Text slash CSS. Are you with me? Class, are you with me now?
Yes, sir.
Text slash CSS. Then you have body, that is background image. You put maybe if your body, if you need any background information that you want, this is a background image, you want to put image in the background, then you put the URL of the image, then you close the tag. Are you with me? You close the tag. Is that okay? So when you are dealing with an inline, inline CSS, you say P style color Sienna margin this, you put it in the same line. Are you with me? Class?
Yes, sir.
Are you with me now?
Yes, sir.
So any question, please? Any question?
No.
Check if you have any question, please, you ask. If you have any question, ask, please.
No, sir.
So now we are going to move from here to the next episode of our lectures. That is the how to download a template and other this thing. So this particular video, I'm going to upload it in your this thing. So you run the code. I just jump some kind of steps like that. I just jump some kind of steps like that. You run this thing by yourself. Let me come. So listen, I just jump some kind of steps like that. You do it by yourself. So when you just come, as I told you, this is the link for the external CSS. You link your external one, and we have shown that it is working. That's the major one. But preferably, if you're going to do any CSS, try to do external one. Don't bother yourself with the internal one or with the inline one. Just go ahead with the external one. Like this one, this is the external one, and this is how you can link it up. Then for the internal one, you type the style, type equals text slash CSS. Then body, you put your tag there and the closing of the tag there. That is the internal one. Then for the inline one, you type this is the inline one as you continue for your major work. And that's how it works, please. So any questions so far now? Any question? So we move to the next part now. The next part is regarding our homework, our major work, our major thing.